Hey, it's your boy DJ Wolf here on well, I ain't gonna say quite spring like day, but it's getting there. Daylight savings time, it's just around the corner. I mean, literally, not around the corner, by another week or so. Surprising to me, in another week, in just under less than a week and a half, it'll be daylight savings time where you have to roll the clock back. I think it's roll it back. Yeah, I think it's roll it back. Something like that. Well, anyway, you get your hour. You'll get an extra hour of sunlight. Let's put it like that. You'll get your extra hour of sunlight back early. I was telling somebody that in the office yesterday. They was like, "Wow, really?" I said, "Yeah, it's on the calendar." Yep. Daylight savings time, March 12th. I was shocked. I said, "Wow." Give me a little extra hour to drive time and do more things. I'm excited about that because it get me an early jump on getting back in my workouts routines again. Wow. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about was, and I know people, have criticized people for saying this, and people have been called coons about it. Me, I don't give a shit. Really don't. They always say sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Might piss me off for about a minute, but it'll never hurt me. But what I wanted to say was, I was in a situation one time. Well, I wasn't in a situation. Somebody I knew was in a situation one time. Brother who needed my help, my assistance, and he borrowed a couple things from me. One time he wanted to. He needed to get a printer. I had an old printer. I wasn't an old printer, but the printer was working. It was a serviceable printer. It was in working condition. Gave it to him. He ran it for about 2 weeks, and he ran out of ink. Then he wanted me to go buy him the ink for him. After I gave him a printer. The printer was at a value about $150 at the time. All right. So I helped him get, I think I gave him a little bit of money to help him get the ink. Then about another week, I think about a month later, he said what printer wasn't working. I think maybe about 6 months down the road, he said the printer wasn't working or something like that, maybe a few months. And so I'm like, dude, I gave you a printer. I tried to help him fix the printer, but I think it was, I don't know, something went down with it. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm basically like, dude, I can't fix that kind of printer, man. Which at the time I couldn't. That printer was, you might as well have been better off just buying a new printer. Which I eventually think he did get another printer. But so I was just like, wow, man. And now he went through some unfortunate situations. Now it's his own fault, but after a while he just stopped speaking to me. Like, really? And actually helped him out. He wanted me to help him out with his business one time. I think his business, he wanted to continue to jumpstart his business, and I helped him out with that. And like I said, after a while, he went through a couple of things. I think he had lost his mother and all that, and after a while, he just stopped talking to me. He don't talk to me, like that anymore. This guy wanted, just said, try to be friends with me, try to help you out. My point is this, let me put it on here. All right, this is why I don't deal with a lot of people, man. Black, white, or indifferent. This may be the reason why I don't have a lot of friends now, And the friends I had have either moved away or they're no longer living. Good friends. And the reason I kind of stay to myself sometimes is because of stuff, because of the fact that you try to help out black people sometimes, and sometimes they don't really appreciate it. They just try to get what they need to get, and they move on. And that's kind of what this cat did, So that's why I'm like, because I was gonna try to get him on my business one time. I said, I'm not gonna even do it. I'm not gonna even bother, And I was told one time I was antisocial. Then another time I was told, yeah, you just what do they say? I was stuck on my. Oh, I thought I was too good to hang out with. No, I'm not like that. I'm really not like that. But I'm the kind of guy that don't like to be taken advantage of either. So to keep that from happening, if I help you out and then you start tripping, you start acting brand new on me, because it happened with another friend that I had. Another friend of mine did the same thing. I have to cut you loose. I don't play it. And I had it happen with a former neighbor of mine at my old when I lived in another part of Southern Maryland. Did the same thing. I used to help him out and give him borrow my equipment. He borrowed my picnic table stuff. He wouldn't get none of that shit back. That's why I don't fuck with niggas no more. You know, and I mean, well, you know what I mean. Because they start off being black, but then they actually really turn out and act the niggified. And I gotta cut them off. And I don't deal with that no more. I don't deal with it's something I don't deal with anymore. I really don't. Unless we family, and I mean family. You know, if you act salty, even if you are family, but if you definitely act salty and we friends or whatever, I have a limitation. I cut you off. You know, because it's 2017, man, and black people still shouldn't be acting like that to other black people, especially when you somebody in need, and I'm somebody there to be there for you, and then you want to trip. No, I ain't got time for this shit. I really don't. I rather what they say. I'd rather be by myself. I'd rather not even be bothered with you. And I mean, that's real talk. You gonna start off trying to be all buddies with me, and I help your ass out, and then all of a sudden you stab me in my back, or you act like you ain't got time, whatever. You know, be a friend when I was a friend for you. I don't want to be bothered. I no longer want to be bothered. That's just me. And if that's what's called being a coon, then fuck it, and fuck you. You know, because one thing about our culture, man, some people in our communities, man, they just looking for opportunities, but they ain't looking at the same people who look for the opportunity aren't the same people who give them back to you, or the same people who give you back the gratitude for what you did for them. I've seen it happen too many times, you know, and that's happened before, you know. That's hence the reason I don't do those kind of favors for people no more. I don't. You know, it's a shame that I don't. But then again, it's also a shame that people in our communities do that to each other all the time, man. You know, you down your luck and people try to be there for you sometime, and then sometimes you do it and you keep on doing it and you keep on doing it and you never want to do any better. You know, I'm short on that big time. You know, and like I said, I ain't. You know, I'm just getting by myself at times, man. And yet, I give my last dime with somebody if needed, but I'm not gonna let you take advantage of me either. You know, there is a cutoff. You know, I went through a situation with a family member at one time that did that with me one time. They needed me to help them bail them out of a situation. Gave them some money. I gave them what I had. You know, matter of fact, it was equivalent to a car loan that I know that I had one time many years ago. And they actually got mad at me. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. I just gave you $300 out of my pocket. But $300, and this is the honest truth. $300 I actually did not have to give you. But I took it. I said, well, I'm going to have to miss this payment. And I did. And I had to bite the bullet on that, so to speak. And they didn't ask for other family members, of course. Oh, no, well, you know, they ain't in a situation, or really? So you act like I don't have a family to raise, but everybody else has family to raise, and you understand where they're coming from, and you don't ask them either. Ain't that a bitch? So that's why I was like, you know, even when it comes to some family members, man, sometimes at some point you keep doing, and at some point you have to cut them off. You have, hey, you know, I got a family to take care of too. I'm there for you, but don't sit there and trounce on me for me trying to be there for you. You know, especially when I genuinely was trying to be there for you. This is the reason why I don't fool with black people too much. Not that I think that I'm better than anybody, but people think because you are of who they are, that, oh, it's okay to just walk over. No. You know, and a lot of times, even in our culture, people tend to take our kindness for weakness sometimes. And it hurts. It really hurts. You know, It really hurts. I helped another family member. Well, actually, it was out one time. I'm not gonna say who. And them and that person and their kids, man, they had no food in their house, or they were running low on food. Anyway, they were very low. Matter of fact, they didn't have almost nothing. So I went in my freezer, and I went in my cupboard and gave them some frozen foods and some canned foods that I had that didn't expire. It was still fresh, and gave it to them. I had no problem with that. I had no problem with that at all. The problem that I had with them is the fact that they had a baby father that person had, I think, 2 of the 3 kids from, or something like that. Yeah, 2 of the 3. Yeah, the other 2 was from another guy. One was from one dude, and one was the other. Anyway, in that situation, they never once asked for child support from him. Never took him to court. But yet you call on me to help you feed your own kids that them sorry niggas wouldn't do. And you should have took the ass to court. These kids were already by 5, 6, 7, 8 years old by that time. So you had plenty of time to do that. But they wouldn't do it. But yet you call me to help you out, to help you feed them. Ain't that something? I just shake my head, man. That's why I talk about black people need to get our priorities together, man. And all we ever do is bailing each other out, and nobody else wants to lift a fucking finger to do what they need to do for themselves. In lies the problem. I've seen situations like that all the time. Yet, when I was a kid, when I was struggling, people told me, buck up, straighten yourself right, stop feeling sorry for yourself, and move on. And this was era 1975. I was 10 years old. I was going through some rough times because stuff that, I wasn't, I had very low self-esteem, and I was a kid. I had very low self-esteem. Of course, I had both my parents, but my parents was taking me through the mill on a lot of crazy shit that was going between them, and I was in the middle of this shit, and it really brought me down. Very sad, very bitter, man. And it almost for matter of lesser words, I damn near had a nervous breakdown at the age of 10. But what people tell me to do, buck up. And I was a kid. So I'm going to tell you, some of y'all grown ass people who sit down, wallow in your own pity, feel sorry for your damn self, buck up, grab a handful of your balls, and get to moving. And stop feeling sorry for yourself and get out there and make something for yourself, man. Make something of yourself. That I will say. And they could tell me at the age of 10, they could tell your ass at the age of 20, 25, 30, and 35 and up. And everything in between. Because at the end of the day, it's time for us to stand up and move forward. It's DJ Wolf. That's all I got on my mind right now. I just had to get that off my chest because we're too dependent on each other for everything, And at some point, some things you got to be able to do for yourself. That's all I'm saying. All right. Like I said, again, this is DJ Wolf. Questions or comments, of course, I can be reached at For All to Hear TV and For All to Hear on Twitter. I can also be reached on DJ Wolf online at yahoo.com. And, of course, DJ Wolf Live on Facebook. This is DJ Wolf. I got more to say about this and other stuff on the back burner, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I will talk to you guys later.